They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Hello guys, what is up? I've been gone for a long time. Welcome back to the Warriors Hoopcast. And I've been gone because I've been really lazy, not gonna lie. I've been packing. I've been watching way too much Shark Tank, way above health prescriptions. So yes, I choose to return back after a big game, after a big W, and not after all those L's we took in that 2-9 run, because I prefer positivity. I don't know. So I'm back for now, and I might be gone again because I'm moving to college soon, but that's okay. I'll try my best to put out content. Now, a lot has happened since I left. I think I left after the first 3 games after the All-Star break. Let me just load up what has happened since. Right, so we took a loss to the Lakers, we took a loss to the Knicks, we took a loss to the Clippers, we took a loss to the Nuggets, and that was before the All-Star break, of course. Sorry, we beat the Lakers before the All-Star game, my bad. And since the All-Star break, after the Blazers game, L to the Mavericks, L to the Timberwolves, L to the Mavericks again, which stung really, and L to the Lakers, which stung even more, L to the Nuggets again, and we finally are on a 3-game win streak by beating the Clippers, Nuggets, and the Bucks. The Nuggets game, Steph went off for 18 points in the third, and everyone just played a solid game, and it was a W. Jokic was not on his best game. I mean, imagine having, how much did he have? 23 and 12, and saying he didn't have his best game. Yeah, that's how good Jokic is. So now, let's get to the most recent one, which gave me enough tension for the 2.5 hours that a basketball game goes on for. Warriors Bucks at San Francisco on national TV with Mike Breen on commentary, which I love. Right, let's go on from the beginning. This was the 21st starting lineup used by Steve Kerr in the Warriors, in which Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson started. Now, this is a fire backcourt because Klay will play the 3. He has the size to play the 3. And Poole will play the 2, and Steph will play point guard. We'll get to that later, but these 3, in the 104 minutes of playtime that they've seen, are a plus 97. So, this combo will work, and I am excited to see this combo in the playoffs. Poole's last 6 games, his scores have been 23 on 8 of 12, 23 on 9 of 15, 32 on 11 of 19, 20 on 8 of 13, 21 on 8 of 13, and this game 30 from 9 of 16 shooting. Jordan Poole's back. He is streaky as hell, but he's back. And playoff Jordan Poole form, I hope, is similar to what he's shown the past 6 games. But, of course, the big story of this game, ladies and gentlemen, the scorching hot flamethrower, Andrew Wiggins, shot 2 of 2 from the free throw line. I kid. Come on, he shot 100% after so long. I had to make a joke. Yeah, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Klay Thompson, 38 points, 15 of 24, and 8 trays from deep beyond the arc. Man, this was a fresh turn to what Klay has been shooting for the past few games before this. He was throwing up bricks, and he did not stop throwing up bricks, and suddenly today he's like, no, I have to flash back and show you what Game 6 Klay looks like. He had 5 threes, I think, in the second quarter, and 3 of them came within 90 seconds, and Budenholzer had to call timeout after that, because who wouldn't? You don't let him catch fire like that. Yeah, that was the big story of this game. His season high until now, and he beat his previous season high of 33 against the Lakers. We had an 8-player rotation today, so this is in preparation for the playoffs, where the rotation gets smaller, the best players play more minutes, and the role players like Damian Lee and JTA do not touch the floor, just like today. And of course, good to mention that we did not have Wiseman or Iguodala or GP2 or Otto Porter Jr., and we still pulled out a W. And side note, Kuminga double-double with a massive two-handed dunk of And Grayson Allen just had to jump out of the way because in no way Grayson Allen is jumping with Jonathan Kuminga. The dude is explosive. His jump shot's looking pretty clean now. He's been shooting better from the 3-point line, from the free throw line. He's going to be a star. Kendrick Perkins says he'll be an all-star within the next 3 years. He's going to be an all-star next year. Yes, it's a stretch, but I'm a fan and I don't care. Next year, Jonathan Kuminga is an all-star. Now, how did Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson have such good outings while Steph had 8 points on 3 of 7 shooting and 2 of 4 from 3. 8 points, and he was a plus 14 overall. Oh, speaking of plus minus, Giannis had 31 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and he was a minus 26 for this game. That's the least of his team. I am smiling more than I'm supposed to be, but hey, come on, we just beat the reigning champions. I'm allowed to be happy here. Andrew Wiggins plus 14, Kevon Looney plus 18, Steph Curry plus 14, Klay Thompson plus 27, Jordan Poole plus 26. Jordan Poole had 30 points and Andrew Wiggins had 21. This was his first 20 plus point game since late in Jan. So hopefully this is a turning point for his slump that he's been on. But yeah, how did they get so many shots up? Simple answer. The Bucks game plan, hound Steph Curry, let the others beat you. And the others beat the Bucks. Imagine being double teamed in the starting possession by Giannis and Jrue. 2 of the top 5, maybe, no, 5 is too generous. 2 of the top 10 defenders in the league for sure. Yeah, Steph ain't getting a shot off with that much defense playing on him. So yeah, he passed it out to the others and everyone else did a phenomenal job of showing up today. But yes, Steph legit played the Draymond Green role for this game. And yeah, one of the sequences, Jrue Holiday tried to back down Steph. Steph was not moving. This ain't 2016 frail skinny Steph. Nah. You've seen him bulked up. You've seen his shoulders. Nobody's backing him down unless it's like Zion Williamson or something. Here's a fact. Through 3 quarters of play, the Warriors grabbed 44.1% of their misses, turning 10 offensive rebounds into 20 second chance points. That's a 2-point basket for every offensive rebound that they grabbed. Yeah, the Bucks were just outworked today. And the players agreed on it. Giannis and Mike Budenholzer in the post-game press conferences both said the same thing. They got outworked. Giannis also heaped some praise upon Klay by saying people have forgotten who Klay Thompson is because of how long he had stayed outside. But hello, here's a memory game. He can heat up like this anytime, anywhere, and we're getting reinforcements soon. So this whole season has gone by Warriors fans and the media saying, NBA, watch out for the Warriors, and I will continue saying it until we're at full strength. NBA, watch out for the Warriors. Next. So that's enough for this game. I was very happy, of course. But I have to get to some of the other big stories from across the league. And let's start with the juicy one. The Brooklyn 76ers game on March 11th morning for me. Man, this was a good one. I was traveling, I couldn't really watch the whole thing, but I had the ESPN commentary on. And yeah, that was enough to figure out what was going on. Joel Embiid showed out as always. I think he shot 13 free throws in the first quarter itself. He ended on 27 points, 12 rebounds and 2 assists, but was a minus 30 for the game. And the big three of the Brooklyn Nets, the new formed big three of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry, scored 25, 22 and 24 respectively. And they just shoved a nail down the Sixers' throats. It was over after the first quarter. I think Kyrie hit a 3 to end it, and that was really it. The score was 40-23. Philly's supposed to be a good defensive team, but it was not. Yeah, it was over after the first, with the Nets winning 129-100, and every Philly fan a crater developed in their stomach, and I would not want to be in their place after making such a seismic trade and getting destroyed on their own home floor. Kevin Durant was phenomenal. 10 of 17, 3 of 6 from 3, and 14 rebounds and 25 points, plus 34 overall. But this dude's always phenomenal. This was the Seth Curry revenge game. And who would have thought this narrative would have come for this game? A Seth Curry revenge game. Nobody expected it. 24 points, 4 of 8 from 3, 10 of 14 field goals, and no free throw shot. That's pretty surprising. And he ended the game with a plus 26 overall. The only two minus players for the Nets were Kessler Edwards and Cam Thomas, but they barely saw the floor, so that's okay. And the Sixers, their defense was non-existent in this game. And yeah, the game was just a blowout from beginning to the end. Kyrie Irving was guarding James Harden, and he looked like an all-NBA first-team defender on him. James Harden wanted no part of Kyrie, but Kyrie wanted all the smoke. He tried to get switches. And yeah, speaking of James Harden in playoff games, he's 4-8, I think, in Houston elimination games. And he has had 3 very noteworthy and famous 2 of 11 shooting games in the games 6s and 7s of the playoffs, or any game. In the playoffs, he's had 2 for 11 outings 3 times, and it just repeated. His nickname is Small Game James because he ain't showing up on the big stages like this one. The honeymoon phase had them going 5-0 when James Harden played. Then his old team visited and poof, they blew him up. He could not get past Kyrie Irving. What was the stat line? 11 points, 3 for 17 shooting, and those 3 were 3-pointers. He shot 3 of 7 from 3 and 2 free throws for 11 points combined and minus 30 overall for the game. Yeah, so this should be an awakening game for the Sixers fans to show them, nah, you ain't the title favorites, unless James Harden decides to show up on an important game finally. And I don't think the Sixers want to see the Nets in a playoff series. I don't think anyone wants to see the Nets, really. And they should highly consider going to a seed where they wouldn't face the Nets. The Nets will probably be the 7th or the 8th seed, so the Sixers are well positioned at the moment at the 3rd seed, and their opponent would be the Cavs, which the Sixers can pick up the win very easily. But yeah, nobody wants to face the Nets. The Nets looked unstoppable that night. Right, the other big story from across the league, LeBron James is now the scoring leader at 37 years old. How impressive is that? He has lost a step, but not too much of it. Of course, he cannot put in that much effort on the defensive end, and he of course has lost some bounce, but an inch? His vertical went from 40 to 39. Just an example. But yeah, that's how much he's lost his step. 1%. He said in a press conference that until he's buried 12 feet under the sand, nobody's gonna take away hopes of the Lakers making it to the playoffs. He's unstoppable. He dropped 56 points on us. Painful, I know. On 19 of 31 shooting, 6 of 11 from 3, and surprisingly 12 of 13 from the free throw line, which earned him a game score of 44.1. And I think yesterday he dropped 50 points on the Wizards, 18 of 25 shooting, 6 of 9 from 3, and 8 of 8 from the free throw line, which earned him a game score of 42.5. These 2 games are top 150 games of all time on the game score list. How do you stop this man? You just can't. You can't take away the Lakers' chances of at least a first round upset, right? Because Davis will be back healthy, and LeBron and Anthony Davis are enough talent to get through the first round. Yeah, so that's most of the big news that has happened across the league. And the Bucks are the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference, which after having a mediocre first half of the season, they've been surging. The Celtics have been surging with the best defense in the league now, dropped us to 2nd. The Cavs have been slipping due to Jarrett Allen's injury. The Bulls are still only good against the bad teams and bad against the good teams. The East is looking very interesting right now. The East is going to have amazing playoff series. And the West, Phoenix has locked up the 1 seed. Nobody's going to remove that from happening. And the Grizzlies and we are fighting for the 2nd and 3rd. And I don't think the Jazz can creep up to 2 or 3. They will be at the 4. They might even give up the 4 to the very hot Mavericks. Or the Nuggets have a chance, but not as much as Luka right now. The dude is sizzling hot. He's running through any opponent that comes to face them. And the 7th seed is pretty much locked by the Timberwolves. Wait, no. The 7th and 8th seed are locked at the moment by the Wolves and the Clippers, which might change up during the play-in. And the Lakers have a very comfortable lead over the Pelicans, a 2.5 game lead, which is, the Pelicans are on a 4-game losing streak. They're not doing much. The West playoff picture is kind of set already, and it is nowhere as exciting as the East. But again, the West can have how many? 5 50-win teams this time? 6 maybe if Denver gets on a good streak. And what about the East? The East can also have 5 50-win teams this season. So yeah, this season's amazing until now, and I cannot wait for the playoffs, where I will upload more recently because I would have moved into my hostel. Yes, that's it for this episode. A lot has happened. A lot more has happened apart from what I've addressed, but I unfortunately cannot get into all of it, and I will be uploading soon more. So subscribe, like, share, give me views, and give me reviews on the podcast. What would you want to hear? Would you want me to make comparison videos? Anything. Leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and goodbye, friends. I shall see you on the next one.